Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the MSI Prestige 14 Evo. Now, Intel actually reached out to me and asked whether or not I would be interested in reviewing this for all of you in an effort to broaden awareness about the Evo platform and its adaptive battery life and overall capabilities. Now, I am not sponsored or paid to review this, for those of you that are wondering. This isn't a brand new machine. It's been on the market, I think, since the end, or rather first quarter of 2021, but end of 2020. And it's a little under $1,000 at present. We've got Intel's Core i7-1185G7. I believe it's about to be refreshed. We have 16 gigs of RAM, a ½ terabyte NVMe, Wi-Fi 6, Thunderbolt 4, all that good stuff. Let me see on the side of the box here, for those of you that are wondering, that is the exact model, so the A11M 220, I believe, and I'll include a link in the description. The goal of the Evo platform, for those of you unfamiliar, is really to deliver portability, solid battery life, as well as, of course, doing so at an effective price point. So what you're about to see, I think, really does deliver all of that. Now, I have not reviewed an MSI laptop in the past. I've had many MSI components over the course of my days, but this is going to be the first MSI laptop, I believe, on the channel. And again, this is all about having something really portable that is affordable, delivers solid battery life, and you still have the ability with Intel's Iris Xe graphics to game, as well as do any photo editing or video editing, and that is the novelty of Intel's Evo platform. I've covered this exact processor that this model has in the past with other builds that were significantly more expensive from Lenovo, and it is a solid quad-core chip. But the question is, whether or not it suits your needs. And the whole premise with Intel's Evo platform is that they are trying to make a one-size-fits-all Ultrabook that is going to really make a broad array, a wide variety of consumers happy. So let's take a look at the power brick first. When it comes to charging, I believe this can fully charge in less than 1 hour. And that's already, or roughly an hour, that's already a selling point. So the first thing we have here is an MSI Ethernet adapter. So that's a Type A to Ethernet, which is good that they include that. Then we have the power cable that you're going to be connecting to the power brick, which is absolutely tiny. You can see it there. I mean, very similar to what you would get in terms of something to charge your phone, which is the beauty of Ultrabooks these days in many ways. And I believe, let's see what this is rated at. This is a, I'm trying to see, I'm assuming this is a 65 watt charger, and it is. So this is a Type-C charging power supply and fairly long cable, so that's nice as well. Let's get this out of the box. As you can see, this is brand spanking new. I don't know what color it is. I'm assuming that it is the carbon gray. There are 3 different colors. It is a full HD IPS panel on here, 60 hertz. Again, this is not about being a gaming machine, but the fact that at under $1,000 right now, you can pick one of these up and you can game with it. Basically, I would say, based on my experience, Iris Xe is capable of doing what basically no previous generation of integrated graphics could do, which is allowing you to play, even in some cases, some AAA titles, but generally older titles, really popular titles like Fortnite, Rainbow Six Siege, all at decent frame rates because we are playing them in full HD. We're not trying to do something beyond that with this laptop, obviously. It's really an Ultrabook, not a laptop. And so if you can get anywhere from, let's say, 30 to 60 frames on any respective game with an Ultrabook, that's impressive. And I've seen this on other machines. This won't be the first or the last. Intel is only going to aim to improve this over time, but that's pretty much everything in the box. Packaging is nice. Let's see what the laptop, again, I called it a laptop. It is an Ultrabook. Let's see what the Prestige 14 Evo is all about. So very small, fairly light. I've covered a lot of things in this class. So again, I'm excited to share something a little bit different with all of you. So The carbon gray even looks like it's kind of got it does have a blue edge along the display. Let's go ahead and open this up, and I'll give you a tour around the machine itself. So we have a really large precision trackpad with a fingerprint scanner right there. Compact keyboard. Keys have nice travel. Power button is right there. So we don't have an external power button. Let's see if this power's on. It probably will need to be plugged in, which I can do. That's not a big deal. And that is the case. So we have, of course, a webcam top center there. And I do not see a privacy switch, a physical one, but it may be on the body. Feels like mostly aluminum employed here on the build, which is certainly nice. MSI letting you know, again, Thunderbolt 4. This is Windows Hello capable, so facial recognition, which is nice. I already mentioned how light it is, modern looking in terms of the bezel. We also have an elevation with the actual display. So when you open this up, it lifts the actual laptop off of your desk so that this way, or whatever surface you're on, ventilation is better accommodated, which I happen to like. And we've got on the right side a headphone microphone combo jack. We then have a micro SD card slot for reading, writing. It depends how you use it. I use it essentially with most of my cameras. I tend to lean towards micro SD cards for this reason, but I love that we've got a card reader on board. Type A port, nothing along the back. Pretty clean design here. A lot of the blue accents you can see running along the chassis. 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, which is really all you need these days. Those are going to support up to 8K output. That is for video. And then essentially any dock you could possibly need, or any external NVMe drive, any accessory, this is going to accommodate it. We have a power LED and a battery LED, so to indicate charging, etc. On the bottom, ventilation all around, pretty much completely transparent in this waterfall style grid, and we'll see how it runs. Again, I'm expecting somewhere between 7 to 8 hours out of this, and that is part of the backbone of the whole Evo pitch, is that you're getting something that's going to deliver, as I've stated over and over again, solid battery life, give you a complete experience when it comes to the ability to run just about anything. This is a 28 watt CPU, so this isn't a workstation, this isn't a gaming laptop, but it can do pretty much anything, and it's lightweight, and the power brick matches that, I would say, pretty well. Whether or not the styling is what you're after is another question. You can open this with a single hand for all of the people that are always wondering about that, and it does transition really well into the open position. I've covered other much more expensive Ultrabooks, like Vaio's products this year, that also have a hinge like this, and the transition isn't quite as smooth as this, so I give MSI credit. But build quality seems good. I'm going to plug this in. I'm looking to see if I have a 65 watt already hooked up. I don't. So let me go ahead and plug this in, and we'll just see what the boot up is like. But overall, I think this is a great back-to-school laptop, and I'm not, look, I haven't tested it yet, but when you look at the price point, that you're getting a 14-inch Full HD panel, it is IPS. I don't think it's incredibly bright. I think it's somewhere around 300 nits, but that's perfectly fine for the majority of use case scenarios. I don't think you really need a lot more than that these days. So it has a lot going for it, in my opinion, just with the spec sheet, again, with the i7-1185G7, even with the refresh in tow, I still think this is a fairly solid offering at its price. And I think when this originally launched, it was more along the lines of 1150. Again, this is all US I'm talking about. But let me go ahead and plug this in, and then we'll just see if the display matches my expectation that I've been sharing with all of you. But I mean, it makes sense what Intel is doing here in terms of trying to remind customers that they've got a well-rounded laptop at an affordable price that can do just about everything. So we should have power. Oh, I may have gone into the wrong port. Maybe not. I didn't think it mattered which port, and it looks like it doesn't. So we're booting up. We've got the MSI splash screen. Matte display, by the way, which I really like. That's another indication for those of you out there that do like matte displays that this is more aimed at productivity, I feel like, which I think is a good thing. And, you know, it's just a matter of, again, Intel trying to make it clear that they're covering their bases with making something that I really feel is, as I stated earlier, a one-size-fits-all solution that is going to make a really broad audience happy. So I will get this thing going. We don't have touchscreen for those of you that are wondering. And the refresh, which has, as opposed to the 1185, has an 1195, I believe, which is imminent, hasn't launched yet. If you're wondering what the difference is, it clocks a little bit faster, but it's really aimed at the battery life improvement. Now, how much of a battery life improvement, I don't know. I would dare to say, with a guesstimate, it's probably going to yield something like an hour more. So we'll see, you know, as information comes out. Maybe Intel is going to send more products my way to share with all of you. But either way, I'm just happy to share something outside of the usual suspects and to give anyone who was really particularly interested in the MSI Prestige line a different viewpoint from my channel that you probably haven't heard since, as I mentioned, I haven't covered MSI laptops in the past. But I'll get this logged in, I'll start testing it out and see if the battery life is in line with what I'm estimating. And again, I know what to expect with this because I've reviewed so many machines with this quad-core chipset as well as the Iris Xe graphics, and it's a really good baseline for the industry. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them, hit that like button, and as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.